opening vistas of space promise high costs as well as high reward. We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained. The exploration of space is one of the great adventures of all time. And we mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it.
Damn it. Do we have to get up already?
I have no words. How are you feeling?
So, I've given everything we've discussed a lot of thought, and I've decided I'd like Aja Mamasa to conduct our marriage ceremony.
Why do you want her to oversee this ceremony?
I remember Aja mentioning she presided over a previous commitment ceremony between Barrett and his husband Irvin. Besides, the thought that Aja would be there to officiate this important step in my life is comforting. I hope you don't mind.
No. I think it's a wonderful idea.
I knew you'd understand. So, with that settled, I suppose we just keep it a quiet ceremony? Just the two of us?
Did you want to invite anyone from Constellation?
Honestly, no. I respect everyone at Constellation, but this is part of my personal life. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to keep my personal feelings about us separate from Constellation.
Okay. What about inviting Sona?
Oh, that's sweet of you to suggest, but I think bringing Sona all the way to Aja's home would be too much anxiety for the poor girl. We need to give her some time.
That makes sense, too. Maybe it's too early for me to suggest, but should we invite your mother?
If anyone else had suggested that, I'd say no. But hearing it from you, I know in my heart that it's the right thing to do. I'll send her an invite and we'll see if she shows. Anyone else? Or will the three of us with Aja presiding be enough?
I think it sounds perfect.
All right, it's settled then. I'll send a message to Aja asking for her to preside over the ceremony. As soon as you're ready, let's head to Paradiso. I can't tell you how much this means to me. I love you.
I love you too, Sarah.
Hey, stranger. Let's chat sometime, okay? So, Walter, that tip I gave you, now did you know very well I don't publicly disclose my investments. Bumped into a fellow in Paradiso. He was there on vacation. I was running.
Hello,
What
Sona.
did you want to talk about?
Got to talking. Turns out he's got connections.
Nothing specific.
Yes, I do.
Did you want to talk?
If you want to talk, make it quick. I think I'm late for Noelle's science lesson.
How are you adjusting to New Atlantis?
I don't know if I'll ever get used to being around all these people. Everyone hurrying around, talking, eating, drinking, doing a million things. It's so weird. But kind of exciting at the same time, you know? Going from a planet with a population of 3 to this one is going to take a lot of patience and trust, that's for sure.
You sound, very intelligent on the issue. What do you think of the lodge?
It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it in all my life. Not even in Mom's picture slates. It's almost like a fairy tale. Like it's not real, you know? I'm sure that sounds pretty dumb to you. But hey, I lived in a house made from busted up spaceship parts and trees.
Do you regret leaving Cassiopeia?
Yeah, a little bit. That planet was the only real home that I ever knew. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it feels like I've left my family behind. It was a really tough decision to make. But you and Sarah were right. I had to move on with my life. And hey, one day when I'm old enough, I could always go back for a visit.
You can. What about friends around here? Made any?
Well, there's no other people my age here at the lodge, so it's going to be kind of tough. Actually, Noelle is pretty nice. She said she'd teach me some stuff about science. You know, pick up where my mom left off. Besides that, I don't really care if I make friends or not. You and Sarah are the only friends I'll ever really need.
That's very sweet. Things might change. There's kids in New Atlantis. Anyway, you have a good day, Sona.
Come back and visit me again.
Breakfast? I'll make a scramble.
Good thing you had the schematics for that.
I mean, no. Yeah, just a nice tea. Maybe more than one. Last night was pretty, energetic. Whenever you want. Alright. Back to it, I suppose. Morning, Walter. Barrett? I hope my, current attitude doesn't give away the play. I'm just very happy. Wow. Was it night when we came in? I can't even remember. What time is it? Huh, evening. Okay. Well, that can happen soon. You know, No. That sounds dangerous. Maybe later. Well, we could do that. You know? We could go talk to him about that. I think I'll do that after... Yeah. Could look into that. No. You know, Sarah, I think for various reasons, let's just kind of stay in, New Atlantis for a bit. You mentioned that tree the other day, that it's been around for a while. I heard a rumor about a scientist. Let's go see if he's there. It's a little bit late, but... still potentially within the work hours. We've been out in space for a good while. I'm not sick of it anytime soon, but sometimes it's nice to stay home for a while. Huh. Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Is something wrong? You sound concerned.
Yes. Concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance?
I've passed by this particular tree many times, and honestly, I never gave it a second thought. Does it hold some sort of special significance?
Finally, somebody understands. Unless, wait. You're not mocking me, right? People. Ugh. Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
First of all, she's not mocking you. Trust me, her level of sarcasm, very low. We'd love to help.
Well, thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
All right. Well, good exercise, I guess. Little tour of the city. Well, at least they're easy to find.
So I got some last spacious shit, but then I realized my tank sprung a leak. I'm stuck. And the only place close enough to land.
You know, it's easy to take modern technology for granted.
If my shift goes long again, my girl is gonna kill me.
I can't imagine the world before scanners and spaceships and all the conveniences we have.
The reviews are in for the latest ships from star yards across the settled system.
So after an hour of whining, they're finally out here.
They're just sitting on the grass. They should be playing.
Probably never would have found Sona if we didn't have the technology. Or Barrett.
If this shift doesn't end soon, my man is not going to be happy.
Oh.
My partners have the master codes. Were you seen?
It's not like we're doing anything wrong. Or illegal.
If my boss found out I was dating someone from...
So, this is it? You want to end it?
No. I just... worry.
It'll be okay.
Excuse me?
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me?
The egg you found wasn't beeping, was it?
Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Well, I guess it was probably at that tree.
Got the point there.
Sadly, tact isn't taught in school these days.
It took years to get it looking just like this.
I know your type. The freewheel and space ace. Must be nice.
It's not as grand as you might think. Grass is always greener. Excuse
Bulk
me.
items may require multiple levels of approval and can take up to several weeks for an official response. We apologize for any delay.
I'm not... excuse... Ma'am? Ma'am!
Welcome to UC Distribution. Something I can do for you?
Yeah. You bought an egg from a kid recently. I need it.
Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why, what is it?
It's sensitive scientific equipment. Pretty important.
Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we?
Can't you just give it to me?
I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You did say this was important after all. Honestly, it's probably worth way more than what we're talking about.
You know it's not. Whatever. Here.
Pleasure doing business with you. Back to it then.
I swear. Everybody's just in it for the credits.
Hey.
Hello. I've got those sensors for you.
Any luck tracking down those sensors?
Right here.
So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. What a relief. Now, let's see. This is... Well, it's... Oh my.
Wow. So bad he just got distracted. So, what seems to be the issue?
Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to Mast immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once.
Hopefully they'll start to take botany more seriously. It is vital to humanity.
Yes, I must admit it feels good to be vindicated. People can be so stubborn when it comes to plant life. It takes a botanist to truly understand that the well-being of plants is directly tied to the well-being of humans. But I digress. Let's get back on track.
The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in Mast at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
Honestly, I didn't need the credits, but thank you.
Return of the Interceptor broke box office records with its release. The latest Interceptor movie also set records of production costs and delays. Many of the sequences were shot on location with the director insisting.
You said Sergeant Yumi was a friend. I heard that he needed assistance. Well, let's go there.
Really? Ugh. What's there to even do on Gagarin?
Beats me, but the financials make sense.
Good news. They're going to let me pitch my presentation at the meeting tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Sarah, good to see you. Listen, I smoothed over that incident between Matteo and Rosa at the Sanctum.
I'd hardly call it an incident, more of a debate, really. But I appreciate it just the same.
Not a problem. In the meantime, maybe you could tell him to take it down a notch.
Can do. Thanks again, Sergeant.
Hello?
Well, hello. You hear about the job by any chance? The officer over there can help you with any bounty issues.
I don't think I have any bounty issues. Tell me about the job. The signs weren't exactly subtle.
Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave, Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested?
Sure. What do I need to do?
Well, first things first, I have to ask, do you have any security experience at all?
I had a run-in with the Crimson Fleet. Don't know if that counts. And I am a former, current combat medic, but that was in the past.
It sure counts for something. I mean, you're alive. And resilience is definitely an important trait for any officer. Well, I think I've heard all I need.
Oh.
Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to Mast and check in with Agent Plato at Aegis. There was a package left at a dead drop, and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details.
Why am I bringing the package here and not there, if it's for them?
Well, just because you're bringing it here doesn't mean that's where it'll end up. As for why, you can ask Aegis. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business.
Ah. Spy stuff. That makes sense. Sort of. And Aegis is, they're the spies.
Aegis? They're basically UC intelligence.
Yep.
They help identify threats to New Atlantis before they become problems. While we're separate departments, there are times we need to rely on each other, so it's important to keep a good working relationship. We do Agent Plato this favor, and maybe he'll toss us some intel when an investigation stalled. Tit for tat. You know how it works.
Way of the universe. All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Well, that was easier than I thought. Sergeant Yumi seems like a nice person. Yeah, okay. Before we go there, though, I wanted to go see the well. I have to tell you, I've been to the basement in the lodge. If that's... well... let's just go. Where was that elevator? Ah, here it is. It's almost like they don't want people to know the well exists. I think I see why now.
Give me your honest opinion. Do you think I could make it in the series?
Looks like
Make it, sure.
the
Surviving it is another
industrial
story.
underbelly of the city,
Ask for
but
honesty.
it's also its own city.
Sounds like they might be sending security down to clean up the well. It's about time, if you ask me.
I feel you on that.
I'm worried about the food there. Eating nothing but Venetian ramen.
Huh.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. This building doesn't exactly fit in.
Even in the well, the trade authority continues to flourish. Makes you sick, doesn't it?
The trade authority does have its uses. Hello.
Welcome to the Trade Authority. If you're here on legitimate business, I would be more than happy to help you. If, however, you are here under false pretense, say, sent by one Miss Tsang of UC Distribution, then I'm afraid you'll find nothing illegitimate here to report to her. And I'd ask that you pass along my request to stop these silly games. So, what'll it be?
That's a strange way to introduce yourself.
Perhaps, but I'm quite confident in my business, and I refuse to be intimidated. Please, let me know if I can assist you further.
Oh, why are you down here?
We've been in New Atlantis for a very long time, before most things topside were built. With lots of infrastructure already in place, ample storage, and discreet access to the spaceport, it makes sense to stay. It's had the unintentional, but not unwelcome, side effect of weeding out people who can be timid about doing business.
I understand. I don't really need anything. Well, what do you have?
Of course, of course.
What they have is everything. Well, honestly, you just never know. Better to be safe than sorry. When the opportunity's there, take it. I think that's it. Thank you.
The Trade Authority appreciates your visit.
I'm sure they do.
Another day, another shift.
Yeah.
I told them it was a bad idea. Have you ever met anyone like that who just wouldn't listen?
Hello.
Well, if you hear some engine noises at the meeting tomorrow, that's me hitting the eject button.
Looks like you've, well, what do you got?
Happy to make a deal if I can.
Oh. You never know. Yeah. Not exactly a lot on offer here. How's business?
Nope. No question, business has been slow lately. Not too worried, though. Managed to make ends meet for a good long while. Don't expect that to change now.
Fair enough. Have a nice day.
Stop by anytime.
You think Deimos Star Yards would hire me? What am I saying? Of course they would. I'm the best.
All right. You know, they say don't go down back alleys at night, and this place feels like it's full of back alleys at night. No matter what time of day it is.
Been up there, huh? Space? Must be cool. I never get to go to space. Huh?
Restaurant. Maybe later.
How are things going?
Just taking things one day at a time.
This seems like a well-stocked store.
I got contacts all over. Stock may not be so reliable, but I got ways of getting things.
Looks like there's a lot of surplus here.
Look around. You tell me. UC is a big organization. Lot of planets, lot of people, whole lot to keep track of. Sometimes they don't do such a good job of that. Sometimes stuff falls through the cracks, winds up collecting dust in some warehouse. But that's all right, because I, and by extension you, get to benefit. I make great deals on stuff in bulk, you get some low prices. Everyone wins.
Some people might think there's something more sketchy going on there, but honestly, I've been around the settled systems a little bit, and you're not lying. Stuff gets left behind in mass quantities in this universe. What do you have?
Absolutely.
Just one. Oh, I like that. This might be personal, but how do you like living down here?
A lot of people will tell you it's the worst. One step above being homeless. They'll whine about how folks topside have it so much better. Me? I like it. It's more real down here. Topside, everyone's trying to show how civilized and rich they are. Oh, it's exhausting. But, hey, to each their own.
Honestly, that's a good outlook. Thanks for the insight. Have a nice day.
Hey, take it easy.
Something to report.
No.
I think you should give it a few months.
No, I don't think so.
It's only a few months.
Looks like the UC doesn't exactly do a lot of maintenance down here. Guessing that they just expect things to work. How about a drink? Are you Jake?
You buying? You want a beer? Fine. You want a buddy to talk to, or a therapy session, or whatever? Walk right back out that door.
Friendly. You get a lot of business with that attitude?
Down here? Like that's somehow different from other bars? Worse, maybe? That's what you're implying?
It is underground, so down here wouldn't be wrong, but look, I was just trying to make conversation.
Yeah? Well, don't.
Okay. I'll take a drink.
Yeah? All right.
Ooh. That actually looks kind of good. Well, we should definitely get a couple locals. And one to spare. Or a couple to spare. You know what? I'll take everything you want to supply. It probably won't change your attitude, but hey, you made a good sale today. And one for my soon-to-be wife? I don't know if we've decided if we're going to be referring to each other by those titles yet. Anyway, you have a nice day.
All right, then.
I guess this is a self-cleaning kind of place. Don't worry, Sarah. You don't have to have any of this if you don't want to. It's good, though. Well, honestly, beer's beer to me. It's not my favorite, but it'll do. Yeah, I get it, Sarah. No time to stay.
So I told them, sorry, but I'm not traveling halfway across the galaxy to be yelled at by your mother.
Oh. Okay. Huh. I guess, you know,
Bad news for the
if you don't go looking, you don't find things.
list. A prospective colonist family used list resources to find a new home. Remove
I suppose we should just go up to Aegis. You know, I probably could have used this to find some things. Never even considered it. Alright. Some people might consider the word imposing to be the kind of word you don't want to use to define your buildings. It has a certain connotation. Seems like that's exactly what they wanted here. I suppose that's pretty welcoming. You know, I never considered to ask if you're a citizen. You know, it's not important. I guess technically with the lodge being not being an independent factor, it doesn't matter. Only important people stand and stare out a window of their very big office. The drones work in the cubicles. I'm gonna assume you're Agent, yep, Plato.
You are, of course,
Scanners say
welcome
so.
at any time here in Mast. Same as anyone. Just be aware that you are being monitored.
I assume that's always the case around here.
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of my division's work.
I didn't ask. Your name is Plato?
No. My parents would never have been so presumptuous. Every agent who joins Aegis gets to choose a pseudonym, pending approval, of course. I chose this for myself when I signed on. I have, of course, since learned that I am not nearly as smart as I thought I was as a younger man. I suppose none of us are.
And, pretty sure I know, but what is it you do here?
I'm the acting head of Aegis, the intelligence division here in Mast. I oversee all our active projects and agents in the field, and I'm afraid that's about as much detail as I can give you.
Sounds about right. What can you tell me about Aegis, whatever it's pronounced?
All you really need to know is that we're here to serve and we're the good guys. Our main priority is the safety and security of the citizens and assets of the United Colonies, wherever they may be. We keep an eye on, well, everything.
You know, that's... must be hard not being able to talk about much.
You get used to it after a while, and it makes the occasions where you can all the more meaningful.
Well, I was asked by Sergeant Yumi to pick something up.
Ah, right. You're Sergeant Yumi's recruit. You're taller than I expected.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, it wasn't a compliment. Just an observation. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi, and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis.
Aha. Why meet with me personally if I'm basically just bait?
Well, I told the sergeant that anyone hired for this job should get my stamp of approval first. Nothing personal. It's just this sort of work isn't part of your normal detail.
I guess that's a compliment. What do you mean the location's been compromised?
We think non-UC affiliated groups have their eye on it, and are using it to identify field agents. Normally, we just burn the location, but we didn't get this intel until after the drop. So we're going to need non-Aegis personnel to do the pickup to cover our tracks.
So as soon as I pick it up, they tag me as a new agent. Yeah, okay. Where am I picking it up?
Take the NAT to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station. The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi and the job's done.
This is a stupid question, but what's in the package?
You really should know better than to ask for classified intel. What is this, your first day on the job? Don't worry, I'm just giving you a hard time. I still can't tell you what's in the package, though.
Well, at least you get sarcasm. All right. I guess I'm on my way.
Good luck with the mission.
Thanks. Guess you never thought you'd sign on to be, committed to bait. You know, I take it back. You did know you signed on for that. I've been attacked by Ecliptic a few times now. We should talk about that sometime. But not now. Wow. Pretty well hidden. Sergeant?
How's the investigation going?
I've got that package.
Nicely done. It's really hard to find good help these days. That being said, my luck seems to be turning around. We've gotten a lot of new personnel as of late, not just you. Who knew all I had to do was put up a sign?
To be fair, you put up more than a sign. Glad it worked out.
As am I. And the best part is, since you're all part-timers, there's no paperwork. Anyway, here's your payment. And if I have any more work for you, I'll let you know.
Alrighty.
Problem? You will be scanned as you enter the city.
Suppose I have time for another.
I heard
Yes?
you wanted to talk?
We have not yet had a moment to talk about what happened to you at that place. Temple? I am not sure what to call it. In all my time amongst the stars, I have never heard of such a thing. What do you think that place was?
For all we know, it could have been a prefabricated structure from someone, but it didn't look like any culture I've seen or heard of.
Nor I. Nor, I suspect, anyone else who has ever lived. Is that presuming too much? Certainly it is too soon to speculate about who built it, but... how can we not? After what you experienced, do you have any insights?
Honestly, I don't think we should take wild guesses. Mostly because there's too many guesses to consider. If we keep going, we'll find out. Hopefully.
You sound just like Sarah. I see why she invited you to join Constellation. You are right, of course. We will learn in time. I am sorry. After what you have been through, I should be asking about you. Are you all right? Have you felt any side effects?
You mean besides the fantastic new powers I have? No, I'm strangely good. Not any different as far as I know. Just now with a whole new capability.
Yes, I meant apart from that. I am still trying to comprehend that on its own. The artifacts that temple this new ability you have acquired, clearly they are all connected. This is all so much bigger than we realized.
This seems to be what Constellation was made for. Honestly, I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
You are right. Now we have even greater reason to press forward, to learn more about what is at work here.
Hey, Sam.
I'd hate to be on the receiving end of that plan.
Glad to see you're back in one piece.
I appreciate the concern, Lane. Yeah, we can do that later. I suppose we're sharing a closet now. This bed isn't exactly built for two. Although it will be nice and cozy. Somebody else wanted to talk to me. Barrett.
We're here. Let's swing by Centaurium so I can pick up some ammo.
Sure. You're a woman after my own heart, Sarah. Plenty of ammo, but you never know.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving.
You Doesn't hurt to pick up some more just in
No
case.
bounty. You're clear. Enjoy your visit.
What if we just broadened our hiring search? Maybe that would change the culture.
Centurion's in the residential district, right? Or is it commercial? Oh, I was right. Interesting that such a high-profile weapons store is in the middle of the residential district of a city.
By the way, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Apparently, he's got some work.
Oh, okay. A city that gives the impression of safety. Maybe there's nothing there.
You know, just by walking through that door, you've shown you make good decisions. I like that about you.
Mostly just here for ammo.
Only the finest collection of armaments in the settled systems.
Thank you. We're definitely good on ammo.
During the war, we had these things called battle stims. I didn't fight in the war, mind you. I just used them recreationally.
I usually just stick to Aurora, but I'd be willing to give it a shot.
I knew plenty of people in the military that used battle stims recreationally too.
You gotta let her go. We got the other children. Grandkids, too.
You know what? I'm up for a little exploration. Kind of a steep climb, though. Seems like they should have continued that railing a bit, but...
So, package has been returned then, Agent Byron?
It's all been accounted for. Yes.
Fine work. We have company. Good day, ma'am.
You too.
That wasn't very subtle of them. Although, I suppose it makes sense that they would come to meet here? Not really a lot of people that would make this climb, it seems. Like me, I would imagine people would make this climb once or twice just because. Never again. Well, except gangers. You know, maybe take a couple snapshots. Get some nice photo memories, but other than that, yeah. I could see not coming up here ever again. Well, maybe for a nice hike. Get the heart rate up. Makes you wonder how many people do come up here for some kind of clandestine meetings. or something else. Yeah, I bet people have sex up here. You never see anybody walking up here. Oh yeah, people definitely have sex up there. Not that I'm suggesting that, Sarah. I'd be far too frightened of somebody catching us.
Walter spends a fortune to maintain the lodge, but I'd say it's worth every credit.
Well, it is a nice place. I don't know if I consider it my home yet, but it's growing on me.
What did you want to talk about?
Oh, nothing, Sona. You, had something to talk about, Barrett?
Yes? So, you gotta fill me in on what happened at the temple. What happened? What did you see?
Well, it was like old ruins. I'm not an archaeologist, so I don't know exactly how to describe it. Not like anything I've ever seen before.
Noticeable weathering on the rock surfaces could be due to extreme erosion, which differs per planet, of course. So we can't exactly correlate age with that. But it is an interesting observation. Then what happened? I heard you did some stuff and then you changed.
I'm still me. I'm just a little different now.
By different, you mean you have magical superpowers? Sure, different is technically appropriate as a descriptor, but it wouldn't be my first choice. You encountered advanced technology that altered your biology in a way that results in... In what? Superpowers?
It's an interesting observation. I've been calling it power because it's hard to think of anything else. But maybe you're right. It could be more of like a medical condition. I don't know.
Interesting. Maybe we should get someone to check you out, just in case. Anyway, thanks for filling me in on the temple and your power. I wonder if we can find any more traces of whoever built them. It just opens up a world of questions. It's so exciting.
You know, it is a lot to take in. Must have been really tired. Let's go see what Sergeant Yumi wants. Or what else Sergeant Yumi wants. What'd you get, Sarah?
So, what's new with you today?
Well, I think you know what's new with me today. Same thing that's new between both of us. What do you got for me?
I do? You must have read my mind.
Well, that and you literally told me you had something for me. Can I tell you something?
What's on your mind?
You know, I could never imagine loving someone the way I love you.
You have no idea how badly I needed to hear those words. I love you. Leaving? Oh, I see how it is.
What was the name of that guy we contacted you, John?
Oh crap. Did I leave the stove on? Don't worry, I ended up.
Sergeant, I heard you had another job?
Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer. Yep. Something just came in. Scuffle over at the Dawn's Roost. Security on site handled it, but now one of them is saying the other guy stole his wedding ring. Problem is, he left without identifying the perp, so I need you to talk to Royce Elgin at the Dawn's Roost. See if you can fill in the gaps.
Why'd he leave without identifying the assailant?
Men like him aren't very generous with their time. They want you to solve a case without ever having to lift a finger themselves. Not that he'd be much of a witness, given that he was still half drunk when he got here, and somehow even more so when he left. Sorry, wrong word. Rich people don't get drunk, they get inebriated, which is another way of saying highly unreliable.
Yeah, I can do that.
Good. Report back here when the matter's resolved.
Anything else about the case you can tell me?
According to the patron, the ring is valuable, but if I had to guess, not for sentimental reasons. Normally, when someone loses a valuable keepsake, they're heartbroken. The way this guy was acting, it's almost as if he lost a wallet full of creds.
All right.
Take care.
Ever run into spacers? Scumbags and scavengers. They're like vultures.
Yeah, I've run into a few spacers. Excuse me, sir.
I do hope you are enjoying your time in New Atlantis.
I'm here with security about a fight that happened at your restaurant recently.
A most unfortunate incident, complicated by the fact that both parties were inebriated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio have been dining here together for quite some time. So, it was surprising to see them at each other's throats.
They were dining together?
Oh, yes, quite often. They had a usual table over in the far corner, with all the traditional accoutrements. Music, candles, wine. You see where I'm going with this. But this time the two had barely sat down before the argument got heated. Thankfully, security stepped in before anyone got hurt.
Can you describe the patrons?
Well, the one who stayed with UC Security, Octavio, is a shorter man, handsome and refined. His favorite menu item is the Saint, I believe. The other, Hugo Fournier, is a tall, slender gentleman with a French accent. Excellent tipper, well-mannered, but a bit hot-tempered.
And, do you know anything about a stolen wedding ring?
I wasn't witness to any theft, and both men were wearing rings, if I recall correctly.
Well, I need to find one of the patrons involved. Apparently he stole something.
I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon. But I would start there.
Well, thank you very much for your help.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Excuse me, sir. Did you happen to see a couple of people either at that table or maybe this table?
Bleh.
Excuse me?
I said, bleh.
Gesundheit?
I did not sneeze, I groaned. I just don't understand why such a first-class restaurant can be satisfied with serving second-rate coffee. Of course, it could just be my palate. It's quite refined, which is both a blessing and curse.
I'll take your response as you don't know anything about the other issue I asked about. But since we're on the subject, where do you think you'd find better coffee?
Funny you should ask. I recently dined with a friend of mine with ties to the Freestar Collective, and he claims the best cup of joe he's ever had was in Aquila City.
People claim a lot of things.
Ah, but in this case, my friend brought proof. In his hand was a single coffee bean, fermented in the digestive tract of an alien beast.
How does feeding the beans to an animal improve taste?
It's not an entirely new idea. In the old world, growers used elephants. They believed the stomachs of these ancient beasts would ferment the bean and draw out its true flavor.
Yeah, I don't care how good it tastes. I'm not drinking coffee from an alien's butt.
The man I hired had a similar response, but his job wasn't to drink the coffee. It was to feed the beans to various predators in the settled systems and retrieve the results. But it seems after consuming the beans, the beast decided to make a meal of him. So I need someone to find this beast and remove my property from its stomach. As for compensation, you'll receive 2,000 credits when the job is complete.
Shouldn't the person's remains be the priority here?
Not at all. The risks were written into his contract. I am not responsible for his burial or the unpleasantness of his tomb.
Wow, you have such heart. Where would this predator even be found?
The man I hired had a transponder on him. When the predator consumed him, it also consumed the device. Rest assured, I'll have all the information forwarded to your ship's tracking systems.
You know, I'm not gonna promise anything, but if I happen to be in the area, I guess I can look into this for you.
Excellent. I will have the coordinates sent to your ship.
Have you tried Terra Brew?
I know you didn't just say terror brew. Surely my ears must be deceiving me. Because to even imply that I would put that liquid garbage into my body is an insult I cannot tolerate.
Yeah, I like it. What do you think of the food here?
It is, as the saying goes, to die for, and I mean that quite literally. I think the most commonly requested meal for those on their deathbeds is a Jemison Wellington.
Wow, that's actually a pretty good recommendation. What about in the area? You seem to be a foodie. What places would you recommend?
All the towers offer breathtaking views, for a price. It isn't the name on the building that matters, but how many floors are beneath you. But if you're looking for a living space, you want to speak with Miss Sanguini at the Realtor's office. She's the authority on the subject.
Oh, I wasn't just... You know what? Never mind, sir. You have a nice day.
I trust you know the way out.
Yeah, I do. I know what Sergeant Yumi was talking about now when he said that some people just... They're in their own world. There wasn't a line. I know chunks aren't your favorite, Sarah, but I like them. You know, sometimes you're just in the mood for fast food. Something easy.
Okay, hello.
Hello?
Oh, I can't believe that Octavio. That liar, that manipulator, that...
Go on. Finish your rant.
That lying, cheating, foul piece of Dawn Glider dropping. If I had my way, I'd tie him to the back of a ship and jump it right into the nearest star. 5 years we were together, half a decade! And he threw it all away for that waiter.
Are you more angry that he threw it all away after 5 years, or that it was with a waiter? Never mind. What happened at the Dawn's Roost?
It was supposed to be a romantic dinner, our last before we pledged our lives to each other. But an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning to calm my nerves. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Dawn's Roost with a number written on the back. To think he had the audacity to schedule a date with me at the same restaurant? I was livid! Still, I went to the date and held it together just long enough for the waiter to serve us. Then I went off!
Okay. I mean, it sounds like there was some fault there. So you two were dating. Not married? You know what? It doesn't matter. Your ex claims you stole that ring.
He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return.
You know, I don't know the traditional aspects or the legal aspects of this, to be honest. But he says it's his property. Why don't you just give it back to him? Why? Unless you're gonna sell it, I suppose. You know what? I'm gonna... think about this. But don't, go anywhere, so to speak.
All right, but I'm leaving this city as soon as I can calm myself down.
Sarah, I just want to say, that won't be us. Okay? You know what? I've made up my mind.
As soon as my assistant finishes packing my things, I'm taking the first tram to the spaceport.
Okay. And, you know what?
He would say that.
No, I know. I agree. I don't think that there's any crime here. I'll tell Sergeant Yumi that you're free to go, and you and your ex can resolve whatever issues you want on your own. Just know he's obviously angry about the ring, so he might file some kind of lawsuit against you. But you have a nice day, sir.
I'm glad you could see reason. This ring is going to fund a very long vacation across the settled systems. Maybe I'll even take pictures.
It sounds like that was an expensive ring.
If you ask me, it's always a good time for a Terra Brew.
Not always, but I do agree. I like a Terra Brew. I don't care what that rich idiot said.
I think I might sell my trident for a styled recruit. It's much more functional.
I used to be an actuary. Now look at me.
I don't even know what an actuary is. Sounds boring. Hey, Sergeant.
Crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale.
Well, I'm sure it's not just me. You did say you've been hiring other people. I finished my investigation of the fight at Dawn's Roost.
Ah, perfect. Did you manage to get the ring back?
It wasn't stolen. It was gifted.
Really? I should have known this was a waste of time the moment I laid eyes on that drunk. That's on me. Without saying names, there are some people in this city who treat us like their personal security service. But you know how it goes. Sometimes we protect, other times we serve. Either way, I'm still going to pay you for your time. Here, take this. It's well deserved.
Wow. Thanks. Honestly, this side gig pays pretty good. I can see why you like Sergeant Yumi. Huh. You know... Yeah, why not?
Sarah Morgan! You know, I was just mentioning you to someone.
Oh, not this again, Nissa. I'm fine. I really am.
I'm just saying. None of those rocks you spent time digging up are going to keep you warm at night. I'm just looking out for you.
I'm warm enough, but thank you.
Hope life is treating you well. Let me know if I can get you anything.
Well, let me just say she's warm enough.
Hey there, friend. Hope life is treating you well. Let me know if I can get you anything.
About those missing ingredients you needed.
The ways of New Atlantis security are inscrutable to mere mortals. They always appear busy, and yet somehow nothing ever seems to get done. Yes, I'm still missing my ingredients. And yes, I am quite bitter. I can only hope you are bringing up this deeply painful subject because you've had a change of heart, and now are considering some mild lawbreaking.
Well, actually, I might not have to break any laws, but I'll help you.
Oh my gosh, you will? Really? Wow. Okay. Do we, like, conspire now or something? I don't really know how criminal activity works. Not that this is criminal. I mean, certainly not. First of all, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate this. Second, I have to be honest. I have absolutely no idea how to fix this. I'm obviously not expecting you or anyone to go in guns blazing and taking hostages or something. I just figure there has to be a way to get what I need.
You seem like a very nervous person. I'm not gonna be sarcastic with you. What have you tried already?
Like I said, I submitted the usual security release forms. But because my cargo is tied up with a bunch of, again, totally unrelated illegal stuff, I don't expect the forms to matter. At all. I went and talked to an officer at the office, too. Yumi. Sergeant, maybe? He was polite, but unhelpful. I declined to suggest that as their new slogan. New Atlantis security. Polite, but unhelpful. Truth in advertising, eh?
Any other information to go off of?
I know a few things, but not much. The cargo is being held down at the spaceport, not in the security office. Still, they use the same access cards. If you had one, it'd work. How or why you would have a UC security access card is none of my business, of course. I'm sure I'm better off not knowing. Beyond that, the ship decks over there might also be able to get in. I don't know any of them, or I'd be talking to them instead of you. No offense.
Honestly, none taken. Well, don't worry. I'll figure something out.
I'm not worried. I'm annoyed. Wait, are you saying I should be worried? No, of course not. It'll be fine. Totally fine. I trust you.
You just go ahead and stay calm.
Catch you later.
So, she attempted to set you up a few times? You know what? None of my business. Hey, Sergeant.
I'm starting to run out of credits to give you. Whoever said crime doesn't pay?
I just hear about something else. I've got a friend who needs something from storage at the spaceport. I know I'm relatively new here, but I was wondering if you could help out. I could tell you more about it.
Oh, yeah? All right. Take this key card. It'll get you in. But when it comes to anything that doesn't belong to your friend, keep it to looking, not touching. You get me?
Absolutely. And hey, thanks. You're really easy to work with.
Back to work then.
Okay, now, where do they keep things? They said it was at the spaceport.
Having a good one?
Is it in here?
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving.
Hi, I'm just... no, this looks like a checkpoint. Never mind, thank you. Well, let's go look around. Pretty dark out here. Probably in a building somewhere. On hold cargo? No, no. Why would I need a security card for just a bunch of stuff out in the open? Oh, right, there's a whole other level. Well, hopefully it's not up there. Ah, this looks like the place. Is this it? Seized cargo. Excuse me.
Hey, this really isn't a good place for civilians to be hanging around. There's something I can help you with?
Yeah, I'm here about some cargo that was impounded. I need to get access.
Yeah, I can't really just let you in there.
Well, I mean, I'm here kind of on official business of a sort. You can't just have anyone going through. I get it. But I do have a card.
I'm not falling for that. You're not getting past me.
I'm not, it's not a joke. You're not listening. Let me try again.
Nah, that's okay. I think I got it.
Okay, so you want to help me?
I hear you. All right, look, don't tell anyone I did this for you. Could lose my job over it.
It's not...
If anyone asks, I had nothing to do with this. You got it? One second.
I was just asking where the...
All right, make it quick, will you?
I had a... You know what? Never mind, sir. I thought it might be a... You know, it makes sense. It's in here. Oh. Oh. It's even labeled. Why didn't they just... You know what? Bureaucracy. Wow. Barely dawn and this place is already getting super crowded.
Please keep moving. Okay, no bounty. Clear.
Pardon?
Hey, Nissa. I've got something for you.
Good to see you again. Can I get you something?
I can get you something.
Hey there, friend. Good to see you again. Can I get you something?
I have a present for you.
Oh, no way. You really got it? I probably don't want to know what you did to get this, right? I mean, I want to know, but it's maybe better if I don't.
Don't worry. No one died getting this. Never mind.
I certainly hope not. This is a huge deal to me, but it's not worth either of us murdering over. Well, look, I can assure this will all be worth it in the end. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you have the first ever sample. On top of that, you get free drinks. Not like unlimited free drinks, but you want a little pick-me-up now and then? I got you covered. I need some time to work on what comes next. But this was the difficult part, I think. Really, thank you so much.
Well, alright then. Heard any interesting news?
You know, I had a guy in here last week ranting that General Shao ought to send the Marines down into the well. I'm usually all for letting folks speak their mind. Most times it can't be helped after a few drinks. But that was just too much. Anybody stuck living in the well, it almost certainly isn't by choice. And things down there aren't that bad.
Well, it's a matter of opinion, I guess. The people living there didn't seem like they hated it. Alright, you have a good day.
Stop by anytime you'd like to catch up.
Feels like it's been such a long day. You don't mind going back to the well again, do you? No. Speaking of a pick-me-up, though.
Excuse me.
Sure, why not? Ugh. That is strong.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. You've got to have at least half your power in your shields.
No, I don't think so.
It's been a pretty good year overall. We outperformed our projections for the third straight
Keep it moving.
No way.
I need to head over to the freight authority. Load some goods.
Excuse
There
me.
are always about a million things to do. And I'm only one person. It's so overwhelming.
Hi.
Hey! Oh, you're not Carl. Sorry. I shouldn't assume. Maybe you go by Carl. You're just not the Carl I was waiting for. We're supposed to be investigating a power drain down here. People have been reporting brownouts for a while, and Mass finally decided to follow up on it. I can't be in two places at once, and Carl isn't here. So I'm just trying to look inconspicuous.
You're not really looking inconspicuous, but, what are you investigating?
We're trying to isolate a power drain, which looks like it's the result of a large amount of power being rerouted to various subsystems. But it's kind of a two-person job. Someone needs to find the junction boxes associated with those subsystems and power them down. The other person needs to monitor the system remotely. It's pretty simple, really, and relatively safe. Only a small chance of electrocution.
Oh, only a small chance. Well, I suppose I could assist you. I did come down here looking into the rumors, so sure.
Well, since you're here and Carl isn't, and I really want to get this solved, I will take you up on that.
What I need is very technical. I can talk you through it remotely. I'm gonna head to the monitoring station. The first box we're looking for is over near UC Surplus. You know, Antonio's place. I can contact you once you get there.
Have you tried the chamomile tea? It's so good.
I don't know.
But it's
That's
amazing.
back here, I think. No.
Everything good? We're here to help.
Hey, can you hear me? I think this is working. I only have a general view of things, but you should be near the first junction box. Look for it mounted on the wall. When you find it, open it up and flip the big switch. That's it. Great job. So that tripped the secondary breaker, and that goes to... Oh wow, really? They wired it like that? Jeez, okay. Okay, got it. Next one is way down past Jake's, and maybe up a story or two? It's a bit of a hike. Sorry.
Maybe this isn't gonna be as easy as I thought.
A friend of mine bought this ship. It's literally called the Narcissus. So,
Oh, I know Jake's. Well, I know, yeah, that's the mean guy. Yeah. And up. Okay. Ah. Well, that's... Maybe there's another one? Oh. Wow. Not that one either? Huh. Boy, this place is a maze. Okay, maybe there's another upper area somewhere else? Oh, there's one right here. Not that one either. Good grief. No, no, no.
Sorry, I can't play right now. I'm grounded.
Sucks to be you, kid. But you probably did something that deserved it.
All right, you should be near the next junction box. This section isn't used very much these days, so maybe a little harder to see.
A little harder?
That's the one. Next one's not too far. Dead end, right down from Jake's. Right under that apartment they've been trying to sell. Good luck with that, right?
Well, I'm gonna assume it's one of the ones I already found. We'll try this one.
You should be near the next junction box. And if those squatters never cleared out, I would suggest avoiding eye contact. It should be fine. Another switch flipped, another lead to follow. And the lights in here just flickered too. The wiring is worse than I thought. I'm going to work on fixing that little issue while you find the next junction box. Looks like it's over near the Trade Authority. Okay, just find that and, maybe don't talk to anyone about it just yet.
Wow. I can see why there's having brownouts in this place. If these are the wiring routes, like, there almost doesn't seem to be any logic to it at all. Okay.
I tell you,
By
I
the
can't
Trade
imagine
Authority.
anywhere else.
Wait, I think... Oh, so I just went the long way. Alright. Check the other side.
What was the name of that guy who contacted the job?
Remember when I said we shouldn't go down any back alleys at night? I think this place is a contradiction to that, just because everything's a back alley at night. Oh.
Okay, the final box I need you to deal with should be right around there. Unfortunately, I just realized you're in for a real tangle of cabling. Like 200 years of field attempts to rewire things. I tried to fix it 3 years back and was crying by the second day. Gave up on the third. Anyway, there should be a series of secondary breakers you need to deal with before you can access the junction box. I don't remember the order, but flip levers until all those circuits are powered down.
Okay. Then this is the part where I get electrocuted, right? some kind of puzzle, but I don't get it. Oh. That was easy.
Wow, you got it. Really well done. You saved me like a week of work. Why didn't you meet me at the monitoring station, near where we met?
Right. Near where we met. 'Cause I'm not lost at all. Screw it. I'm just gonna go this way, see where it leads. Oh. Another, box. Okay, okay. I don't think I came up here before. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Well-used thoroughfare. That's the Trade Authority. I know where. Okay. So that's where I met her. See if this is right. Hey, I found you.
Did I say thank you? Because thank you. There's no way I could have done that in a reasonable amount of time all by myself.
Yeah, it's kind of a maze. Honestly, I wonder if we just made things worse.
Maybe in the short term, but overall it paid off. Thanks to your help, I was able to trace the power drain. I know where it's coming from. Unfortunately, the source is exactly where I was afraid it was. The Trade Authority. So that's something that I'll need to deal with. That'll be fun. If you want to tag along, I certainly wouldn't complain, but if not, then this is where we part ways.
Do you mind?
I heard they're making the Starware updates mandatory.
Why are we stopping, Louisa?
So thanks to you, we've got evidence that the Trade Authority is behind the power drain being reported down here. I don't know if you ever dealt with the Trade Authority, but Zoe is intimidating. I have to go in there, but I really, really don't want to. You think you'd be willing to go with me? Just make sure this doesn't go badly?
What are you worried about?
I don't know. I feel like I'm the one who's going to wind up in trouble. Zoe's got a way of twisting things.
Well, I've got your back.
Thanks. That means a lot. I can do the talking, I think. Just be ready for, well, anything.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Trade Authority is the Trade Authority, but, I mean, they're not the Crimson Fleet. Even though we know they deal
A
with the
visit
Crimson
from
Fleet.
Mast. How delightful. You'll have to remind me of your name, dear. I'm afraid I can't keep track of all you little worker drones.
I'm Luisa Reyes. Well, you know that, because I've been in here 3 times.
Yes, of course you are. And what was it you were accusing me of with absolutely no evidence?
The power drain is coming from your building, Zoe. You and I both know it, and now I can prove it.
I'm sorry, what?
We traced the drain, checked the grid. It led us here. You can't talk your way out of this.
I'm going to ask you to wait here a moment. I'll be right back.
See, that wasn't so bad.
Okay, just be ready for anything. I don't know if she's going to come out of there with a gun or call in mercenaries or what.
Don't worry. Whatever happens, we're prepared to handle the situation.
I don't want this to turn out violent if we can avoid it, okay?
Relax. Everything's gonna be fine.
Okay, you're probably right. Just need to breathe.
Well, Miss Reyes, I apologize for not taking this matter more seriously. I assure you I will eagerly assist in getting to the bottom of this.
No, you're not weaseling out of this. We got to the bottom of it. You are the bottom.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for your work, but I do a little more research before casting aspersions. Someone has indeed been using this location through which to route electrical power. It is not the Trade Authority. I've had my suspicions for a while, and have been keeping detailed notes, which I'm happy to share with you. For now, though, what do we do next?
Wait, what?
Oh, for heaven's sake. I presume you've been assisting Miss Reyes in tracking down this little problem. Well, clearly there's more work to be done. Why don't you continue the work you've been doing with an assurance that the Trade Authority will compensate you for your time? I'll coordinate things here with Miss Reyes. With Mast's access to the grid, we'll find out who did this soon enough. And why. Presumably, you're the one who's been doing the field work, so I believe you'll find there's another junction box out there in the well that needs your attention.
Okay, well, this is not how I saw this going. For the moment, let's assume this is all legitimate. I can sort out the details with Zoe. So why don't you go investigate the next junction box?
Which... I'll just check my scanner.
suspicious activity. Is that clear? And Zoe's here too, if you hadn't guessed. We've agreed to work together on this. Once you throw the switch, we can direct you to the next junction box. That's it, thanks. Let's just take a look here. Okay, you're going to want to head for box 45A. It should be near Apex Electronics. You can't possibly be serious. Are you looking at the same diagram I am? 47B is obviously the next one. It's on the same level. Zoe, I know how to read. Ignore her. Head for box 45A, okay?
Well, as much as going to the one that sounds closer might be easier, I'm gonna trust the engineer and not the trade authority. No, I'm not jumping. Well, I'm not jumping down. Well, not down there. You know, I first thought that these beds out here might just be surplus, but now I think I'm realizing they might be overflow. Like, surplus for sale, but overflow for patients. Yikes. Apex Electronics. That's okay. You don't even have to say it, Sarah. I know. I should have just jumped down there. Now we're going in circles. I don't even know where I am now. Okay, no, we're officially going in circles. Oh, you know what? I think I know. Yeah, we found it going this way. Well, we found a
Man, I could
couple
really dive into some chunks right now.
going this way. Hopefully this is the right way. Okay, that was that one. The right one? Hello?
Thank you for trusting that a lifelong employee of MASS knows what she's talking about. Oh, please. I'm sure you can handle whatever challenge might be associated with reaching the box. You're doing great.
The challenge is just getting around this place.
And that was indeed the correct junction box. See that, Zoe? Yes, yes, fine. Let's move on. Okay, just making sure you saw it. So, now things get interesting. I can't find the next spot on any of my current diagrams.
And I can begrudgingly confirm that she's reading them correctly. We've reached the conclusion that it must be somewhere on the surface, outside the well. Miss Reyes has suggested that this means it's somehow no longer her responsibility. I frankly don't care.
I want to find this person. And here's where I begrudgingly agree with Zoe. It's not technically my problem at this point, but I want to see where this trail leads. If you head topside, I'll pull the diagrams we'll need and contact you.
You also don't have to say it, Sarah. This was more complicated than I expected. Okay. Down. Down is where we want to go. And topside.
Miss Reyes is still collecting the necessary diagrams and blueprints to accurately assess the situation. Before she returns, I'm going to make you an offer. Whatever you find at the end of this path, you bring it to me first. I'll be certain that Mast gets what it needs, but I trade in valuable information. I suspect you're going to find some. I guarantee you the Trade Authority will pay well. Consider that as you head towards the residential district. We can't pinpoint the source yet, but it's somewhere over there.
They keep saying they've changed. Maybe I should give them a second chance.
Nah, not a chance.
Nice day for a picnic.
I love it here.
Shame about Sam.
Huh.
I think I want to join you.
Well, that's unexpected. Powering down that junction doesn't show any other connections.
Clearly, the source must be inside that residential tower.
Yeah, that would make sense. You know, I think I remember seeing a report about power problems on one of the upper floors. I bet it's related. See if you can get up there.
I see you've done that before.
You've literally seen me do it before, Sarah. This looks like the kind of place that people are using as a... yeah.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days. Spread like a virus through the city. Evening.
Is it? No. It's not even afternoon. Well, okay. I suppose universal time, but let's face it, when you're planet side, you never use universal time. Then again, I can't really fault him for stating evening, morning, whatever at any time, because if you're out in space enough, you start to lose track. And it's not like it really matters.
If you're looking for a tracker,
It's
you've come to the right place. If not, well,
all times of any time kind of world. Universe.
That your ship that landed not too long ago? It sure is something.
You guys sure do check up on people a lot. Feels like a police state.
You know you can't give Zoe anything, don't you?
I wasn't planning on it.
So you tracked it down. You've got something to show for it?
Yep. Here you go.
Great. I'll get this back to Mass for analysis. I'm not stupid. I know Zoe probably made you an offer.
She did.
I appreciate that you didn't take it. And I'm really glad we got to work together on this. So, looks like maybe someone thought they could hack into Calibank's system. In fact, looks like maybe they did. Still want to claim you had nothing to do with this, Zoe?
My dear, why in the world would I want to break the law? And Galbank, no less. I do quite enough business with them as it is.
All right. Well, I'll have some people look over this. Maybe they'll be in touch.
I very much doubt that.
See you around.
No words. Let's go back to the lodge.
You have a nice day now.
Thank you, officer. Wait, there's another... Yeah, this way. It leads directly to the spaceport, right? Or not the spaceport. The mass station. That'll be closer. The other one leads to the spaceport. Yeah, I think after that little experience, I fully understand why Topside seems to ignore the well, and the people in the well don't like the Topside. The literal dirty underbelly secret that New Atlantis doesn't want to lay claim to. Even though it seems to be a big part of what makes this city run. I bet if the well ever went fully down, New Atlantis bureaucrats would have to do something, because I bet all of the core power comes from down there. Looks like water and everything else too. Just hide it in the basement. Don't pay any attention to it until it breaks. Whatever. Bedtime? I know it's barely midday, but I could use a little sleep.